In this week's episode of The Enthusiast are big things on the horizon for the Phantom comic strip, and heaps more in this week's episode of the third big new season of The Enthusiast. This week, few publications will be releasing on the 2nd of March, The Dragon Lord, The Strange Day, Witchman Part 2. Few publications have also put out a brand new action-packed Home of the Heroes giant size Phantom number 24 in the past week. And the cover is another amazing cover done by Glenn Lubston. He really does some amazing artwork, some amazing covers, and coming up in this week's show, in the creator news, Lou Meta posts some original Phantom artworks. Jeff Welgley shares another new image from a future Phantom story. Will that contain the creator himself? In the publisher news this week, two huge news statements from Shakti Comics, and in the merchandise news this week, new updates on the new Phantom video game, which is going to be awesome when it gets released, and the new Icon Collectables Phantom mug is finishing pre-orders this week, which is going to be mind-blowing. And the new news segment is back for this week. It is the saga of the 21st Phantom, the Dungeons Undone. You are now able to get 14% off on all things Hermes Press. Whether you are looking for a brand new Phantom book to read, or have to have something new for your collection, there is definitely something for every Phantom fan at Hermes Press. And next up in this week's creator news, Lou Meta has posted some fantastic original Phantom artworks on Facebook this week. And the same thing has happened in Jeff Weigel's Phantom Sunday pages. And that was a very, very good comment from good old Duncan Munro this week. Oh yes. Jamie Diaz really does look like a very good old image of a very young looking, good looking Leaf-Elk. Yes. I reckon if Jamie Diaz had to do a cosplay, I reckon Jamie Diaz could fit out a good Leaf-Elk these days. And good old, yeah, I thought that was very, very funny. And, yeah, Jamie Diaz he totally would be sitting back on the chair going, he'd totally be doing that. He'd be totally be doing that. He'd be totally be doing that with his jam piece as well, which is looking amazing. And is Jamie Diaz going to be writing a new story, or just cameoing in the future Sunday story? He's already done that a couple of times, let's be honest with that. In this week's publishing news, Shakti Comics has finally published the 7th set of comics, and they are soon going to be publishing their 8th set of comics very, very soon, with pre-orders to come soon. And another one of the big statements that came out of this week was that in the Shakti's comics version of Mandrake the Magician and Flash Gordon, they made, after it went to print, and it wasn't their fault, I don't think, after it went to print, there was technical errors, and they apologized for that. And I think they really showed a lot of professionalism in how they approached this issue. And that's just another great thing that Shakti Comics has been doing this week. And their 8th set of comics will feature Leaf-Elk and Seymour Barry stories for Phantom fans who collect this comic book series from Shakti Comics. You can now watch my show, The Enthusiast, on Anchor and Spotify. The Enthusiast, where the passion for the Phantom doesn't waver. New episodes weekly on Tuesdays, and I also will be putting a link to the podcast down in the description down below. In the merchandise news this week, there has been, in the last couple of weeks, there has been a lot of updates on the new Phantom video game with animated pictures showing us what the Phantom could look like and how he might move in the new video game. And also this week, pre-orders will be ending on Pop Culture for the new Phantom mug done by Collectables. No, that doesn't have anything to do with Icon. That just has a lot to do with Collectables. Yeah. And now we have our newest news segment,
The Saga of the 21st Phantom, Dungeons Undone.
This week in the Phantom Dailies, on Monday, we saw the aftermath of the prison. We saw the aftermath of the prison tower guards telling the warden that the prison is under assault, and on Tuesday the Phantom is creating a plan to save more lives from this gutless
Fascist prison.
Then on Wednesday, because Savannah cannot really understand what the Phantom and the Bandari people are saying, what they're trying to get at, what they're trying to create, what is their master plan and trying to save heaps of people. She still arrogantly thinks the Phantom and Savannah Devi should be blowing the prison main gate out like a big storm affair. Finally on Saturday this week, the Phantom says to Babu Dan, if I'm wounded tonight, Babu Dan, keep Savannah away from me, old friend, especially if I don't seem to have my wits about me. Then the Phantom goes on to say, I know something Savannah must never learn. Many lives hang on me keeping that secret alive. If the story goes the way the Phantom wants it to go, then we will be possibly seeing the emergence of the 22nd Phantom. I hope we see the emergence of the 22nd Phantom. I hope we see Kit Walker Jr. coming from out of the Himalayas and coming back to the Skull Cave. Oh, it's going to be a momentous occasion when that happens. And at the end of this whole line of stories by Tony DuPaul and Mike Manley. But as we have already seen in this comic strip, they, over the last couple of years and a bit, things have not always gone the way the Phantom wants it to go. And you can now follow us on our socials, on Instagram at PhantomCave Reviews and on Facebook at PhantomCave. And if you enjoy PhantomCave Reviews and my awesome discussions on the Phantom, you can always subscribe to this channel. And do you think we will see the 22nd Phantom in the comic strip soon? Or will something else happen? And you will see me next week with another big episode, another new episode of The Enthusiast. And as always, keep Phantom Gaming.